Good day everyone, I'm Tiffany Diana Brio, and for today's topic, I will discuss an introduction to networks and networking concept. What is networking? Networking involves connecting computers for the purpose of sharing information and resources. Even though the concept is basic, a great deal of technology is required to permit one computer to connect and communicate with another. In addition, there are many possible choices for physical connections and related software. In the following sections, you learn about the fundamental concept that drive all networks. This helps you understand why networking is so important in the workplace. Networking fundamentals. The most elementary network consists of two computers that are connected to each other using some kind of wire or cable to transmit data from one machine to another. The primary motivation for networking arises from a need for individuals to share data quickly and efficiently. PCs alone are valuable business tools, but without a network, PCs are isolated and can neither share data with other computers nor access network-attached peripherals devices such as printers, scanners, and fax machines. These are the advantages of networks. First is data sharing permits groups of users to exchange information routinely and to route data from one individual to another as a workflow demands. Second is allow easy and efficient communication among individuals including electronic mail. The third one is device sharing. Let's group of users take advantage of peripherals such as printers, scanners, fax machine, and other devices attached directly to a network or to a general available computer attached to a network. Standalone computer and a sneakernet. Standalone computer is a single computer not attached to a network and cannot match power and convenience of network. Sneakernet doesn't begin to approach the power and convenience of a real network. No group of standalone computers can rival the power and convenience of true networking. Local and wide area networks. Networks use expensive and exotic technologies, and many of the earliest networks were entirely custom built. These early networks seldom interconnected more than a dozen computers, nor were they likely to support more than one or two additional peripherals devices. Ethernet. One of the early implementations of Ethernet, still the most popular networking technology in use today, could support a maximum of only 30 users on a single network with a total span of just 607 feet. Local area network or LANs, a small network limited to a single collection of machines and one or more cables and other peripheral equipment. Internetwork is a network of networks or a network collection of LANs. For larger organizations that occupy more than one floor in an office building or operate in multiple buildings in a campus environment, no single LAN can contain all the computers, cables, and other equipment necessary to bring together the entire user community. Wide area networks or WANs. A WAN spans distance measured in miles and links two or more separate LANs. These LANs may be in locations just down the road from one another or at opposite ends of the planet. Metropolitan Area Network or MAN uses WAN technology to interconnect LANs within a specific geographic region. Internet is a WAN internet network that includes hundreds of thousands to millions of machines and users worldwide. A networking lexicon. As you likely noticed by now, networking is a subject rich with specialized terminology and technology. Computer networks have spawned a language of their own, and half the challenge of becoming network literate lies in mastering this terminology. To make sense of the upcoming discussion of networking types, you must learn some new vocabulary, including server. Server shares resources across network, typically with more central processing unit or CPU. power and storage capacity than other computers. Second is client. Client accesses shared resources. The third is request response. Request response, client requests information, server responds by providing information. And the fourth one is client-server's relationship. Client makes a request to the server and the server responds with the request data. And the last one is peer-to-peer. Computer shares and requests resources from one another. Network medium carries network messages. To communicate successfully, computers must share access to a common network medium. For most networks, the medium takes the form of physical cable that interconnects the machine that the medium services. Medium may be physical cables such as twisted pair, coaxial, or fiber optic. Medium may be wireless. Physical interface to medium is usually network interface card or NIC or network adapter. Kind of medium dictates type of connector and limits number and type of devices as well as distance a single LAN can span. Network protocols, a common set of rules about how to communicate. At a minimum, such rules must include how to interpret signals, how to identify oneself and other computers on a network, how to initiate and end network communication, and how to manage information exchange across the network protocols. Network software. A computers need network software to issue the requests and responses that let them take the rules of clients and servers. Network Operating System or NOS controls which computers and users access network resources, include both client and server components. Network applications access the network, including email programs, web browser, and network-oriented utilities. Network services. Some experts argue that the real reason networks exist is to deliver services to users, where such services primarily reside on separate machines or servers. The terms services or network services are about as generic as possible. Thus, you may hear that NOS deliver file and print services and that protocols deliver file sharing, email, and all kinds of other capabilities. In keeping with the client or server model of networking, network servers stand ready to deliver network services to those network users who request them. There are two major types of networks. First is peer-to-peer. Peers with no centralized control over shared resources can share resources with any other computer on network. No computer has higher access priority. No computer has more responsibility to provide or shared resources. Second is client-server, also called server-based. Server-based networks as client-server. The server is so important to this type of network that NOS vendors such as Microsoft and Novell prefer to use the term that emphasize the rule. A server is the best described as a machine whose only function is to respond to client's request. Storage Area Network or SAN uses high-speed network links between servers that may be located anywhere in any enterprise and centralized storage system where data and application reside. The link that connects a server to a SAN storage device uses a high-speed communication technology such as Gigabit Ethernet or Fiber Channel, solely for the purpose of connecting servers to an extremely fast and highly reliable storage cluster located elsewhere on an organization premises. The Wireless Personal Area Network or WPAN is a short-range networking technology that is designed to connect personal devices to exchange information. It is being developed to address the desire for connecting devices we frequently carry, including cell phones, pagers, personal digital assistants or PDAs, and even watches. A wireless personal area networks can connect devices you wear or come in close contact with and has the ability to transmit to outside devices for a short range, typically within 10 meters or less using a secure access method. Hybrid networks, sometimes called combination networks, partake of the advantage and disadvantage of both peer-to-peer and server-based networks. Server hardware requirements. Whether a machine functioned as a server on a peer-to-peer network or a server on a server-based network, handling service requests across a network invariably adds to a machine process load. The higher that load, the more important it is to purchase computers with additional power to handle demands for network resources. Application server supplies the server side of client or server application, and often the data that goes along with them. To network clients, a database server, for instance, not only supplies query processing and data analysis facilities, but also acts as the repository of a huge amount of data that often reside within a database. A communication servers provide a mechanism for users outside a network to access the network's resources, and sometimes also permit users on the network to access resources outside the network's local scope. Often, installation of such servers on a network permits users who may be traveling or working at home to dial into the network via a modem. Main controllers or directory servers. In general, directory services permit users to locate, store, and secure information about a network and the resources available from a network. Windows NT Server permits computer, users, group, and resources to be combined into logical groups called domains. Any user who belongs to a specific domain can obtain access to all resources and information that he or she has permission to use simply by logging on to the domain. Fax servers. Fax servers manage fax traffic for a network. They receive incoming faxes via telephone, distribute them to their recipients over the network, and collect outgoing faxes across the network before sending them via telephone. Such servers typically use one or more fax modem interfaces to perform this task. As with most communication servers, Windows, NetWare, and Linux-based fax servers come from third parties instead of the platform vendors themselves. File and print servers are the mainstay of the server world because they provide basic network file storage, retrieval services, and access to network printers, functions that define the fundamental uses of most business networks. Such servers let users run applications locally but keep their data files on the server. Any Windows, NetWare, or Linux server can act as a file and print server. Mail servers handle email messages on behalf of network users. This may involve simply acting as a clearinghouse for a local exchange of messages. However, mail servers also commonly provide store and forward services, in which the server holds incoming email messages while waiting for users to access them. Likewise, the server can also store outgoing messages until a connection to an appropriate external mail server is established and then forward the messages to their intended destination. Web servers. As companies increasingly turn to software using the TCP or IP protocol to distribute information, no single service has gained popularity as quickly as the World Wide Web or WWW. Windows 2000 Server and Windows Server 2003 include a complete web server plus file transfer protocol or FTP services as well, called Internet Information Services or IIS. Web-based network. The Internet and the World Wide Web or WWW are becoming a part of our everyday lives. More and more, we rely on the services of the web for communication, research, and even entertainment. With the new developments in internet communication and capabilities, these trend will only continue. Most computers today are connected to the internet, and the latest handheld devices such as cell phone and PDAs are getting connected through wireless communications. Net computing. The Microsoft Net computing model uses the web to not only deliver information but also to deliver application and to permit applications on different devices to communicate and share data. This allows a device with a wireless interface to a web to download and run application directly from the web. It also permits a handheld computer to transfer information to and from a network server or other handheld computer using the web as the network. This communication model allows information to be transferred from one place to another with unprecedented ease and convenience. Web-enabled devices. Web personal area networks allows devices within a person's personal space to communicate. Many of those same devices used in web personal area network are web-enabled devices that can gather and send information via the internet. Of course, there are other devices that are becoming web-enabled. Automobiles can be equipped with a navigation system that not only tells you where you are, but also to get where you are going. Need to know where the nearest gas station is? A web-enabled navigation system can download and display a list of service stations in your proximity. A host of devices are being created that can access the web, thus shifting our network paradigm from clients and servers to web-enabled and not web-enabled. The concept of client and server will still exist, but clients will become any web-enabled device that needs information, and servers will become any web-enabled device that can provide the information.